Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
First in the building, big blunts and boxing on deck. Oh gee, what's the word? What's good with the blunts? The GOAT has arrived. You already know. Appreciate you, big dog. The soldier on deck. Bill's boot camp in the building. Haynes Legacy on deck. Salute to you, man. Big shout out to you. Hope all is well your way with the fam. Don Vaughn on deck. You already know. I'm just going to get through. Dan Tan on deck. I see you. Salute to you. So, Juice Lee on deck. What it do? So, I wanted to touch bases on this since we already know what's going on. Let's just get to it. It's a muggy reality going on with what we expecting. This weekend. What I mean by muggy, listen, we have expectations as consumers too, right? We have expectations. We have expectations as consumers for the fighters to do what they have to do. Now, the fighters may not like that, but we're paying to come see you all fight. We're putting a lot of energy. And then if you want to talk about the ones who's putting out content on this particular fight, then it gets a little bit more authentic. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a little bit more authentic. Now, the disclosure is that both fighters are required to make the 147-pound limit. This is nothing we don't know about. We knew this long time ago that this welterweight undisputed was at 147 pounds. What we do know in witnessing all of this transferable progress throughout the last couple of, several weeks and all this, we understand that going into this, Bud Crawford was pretty much, giving us little pictures here and there, him being on vacation, seemingly to look like he's sustaining a proper conditioning. It doesn't necessarily mean he was in fight condition. It was just saying he was maintaining a respectable weight, right? Whereas we have his adversary, his opponent, Errol Spence Jr., and we pretty much witnessed him in certain occasions, look like he was a little bit healthy. He was a little bit weedy, so to speak, in proper terms. So we was just jumping to conclusions. We were just going off what our eye test giving us. We were just saying, okay, he looks a little bit big, without saying he was fat. We just say he looks a little big. That's all. We're talking about athletes here. We're talking about pound for pound fighters. We're talking about a fight that's supposed to be on the horizon that we've been waiting on to see for several years. So now that we're here and we had the opportunity to see the open workouts. Well, first of all, let's back up. We had the opportunity to see both of these fighters in the presence of one another. Okay. I don't want to segregate these brothers. They was in the company of one another's. They was asked questions to start off with ESPN First Take. It started from there. But most of all, when it comes down to the clock, we was pretty much waiting for them to be in the open workout because most of us understand what the routine is, right? We wanted to see them in the open workout phase of it. In order for us to get to the open workout, fighters had to get in some type of shape. And most of the concern was in the direction of Errol Spence to see how he was looking and everything else, and would he be able to drop the pounds. The reason why we was concerned was because he has been known to balloon up in between fights. So in reality, those are factors that we are totally concerned about. Now, yeah, I know a lot of people on this team, he himself, are feeling some type of way about the scrutiny that we've been placing on him, right? That he's self-inflicting unnecessary harm upon himself to potentially show up a little bit overweight and have to struggle to make weight. So when we finally seen him at the workout, he wasn't as dense and shredded as we seen him with the Ugas fight. I said it myself, right? So it kind of proved our point that he had some work to do. We've been seeing him running in Vegas and everything. We've been seeing him going through the training regimen, all of that. I'm not here to do a live on stuff like that, but I'm here to bring up a little bit of verbal accountability. The verbal accountability for me is you've been out the ring for 15 months. It's a shameless representation that you're saying you're outgrown 147-pound division. You said the same thing when you dropped out. I mean, when Crawford dropped out and knew it was a bunch of BS last year, and you want to go on record as saying the exact same thing damn near. I've been at 147 pounds my whole career. I've outgrown the division. So my biggest question, when you try to pour out all these faucet of excuses, you just let the bitch run and run and run. It must be free, right? You putting out a faucet of excuses to the fight fans that you outgrown the division. But my only question to you is, why didn't you leave? If you was outgrowing the division, you had the opportunity to leave. You had the opportunity, bro. Like, I know you made the declaration that you wanted to become welterweight undisputed, but why make a declaration if you wasn't going to keep yourself and hold yourself accountable to stay within weight standards so you can meet these required goals as you move forward? If you knew that Crawford and yourself was going to revisit this fight, why would you allow it to get out of hand, bro? Why would you put yourself through undesirable weight standards, thinking you can always go back to the same tricks of the trade and cut this weight? We don't want to hear no bullshit, bro, about you've outgrown the division and the rematch is going to be at 154. Who's to say you're going to be able to perform at 154? See, Errol, you told us you was a natural 165 to 168. So how are you going to comfortably make 154 if you're saying that you are a natural 165, 168? But yet history tells us that you have made, or you have weighed higher than 168 as an active professional boxer. We're talking about a boxer who's been on the pound for pound list. Why take your fight fans through all these intersections, man? Why do that to them? Why take your fight fans through all these intersections? Why do that? What's the purpose of all this, bro? You already had the information. You already know you and Crawford was going to revisit this fight. It didn't happen in 2022. You said yourself, you stayed out of the ring and did not want to fight another fighter because you wanted nobody except Crawford. You said when you came out of your coma, the first thing you said was, I want to fight Crawford. We know that that was way back when. Like that was back in 2019, right? So when you woke up back in 2019 and we in 2023, and you fought Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas, and you know one of those fights was for the last remaining titles that you can take on the easy route. You knew that would be the WBA title. So being that you knew this, right? And you've been around the sport for so long, brother, why would you take it for granted and go out here and be undisciplined? Why wouldn't you make it easier on yourself so your fight fans cannot be concerned, especially all the way leading up to this, to hear you put out talks and give an article to boxing, give an interview to boxing scene about this situation. Let me read off a little what he said to boxing scene, y'all. Spence on Crawford rematch. I will want it at 154 pounds. I've outgrown 147. This will be the last time Errol Spence Jr. squeezes his body down to 147 pounds. This is boxing scene, y'all. Spence informed boxing scene before he made an appearance to open workouts Wednesday at the MGM Grand that his next fight will be contested at junior middleweight limit at 154 pounds. This is before he went to the grand arrivals, y'all. This is when he had his fans waiting. All right. I'm just talking about professionalism. He said the 33-year-old Spence will oppose fellow undefeated welterweight champion Terrence Crawford in their highly anticipated 147-pound unification fight Saturday night at T-Mobile Arena. They have a rematch clause in their contract, but Spence doesn't think he can put his body through the grueling process of making the welterweight limit again. I will want it at 154, Spence said. I've outgrown the 147 pound. The weight limit for their rematch will be determined by the winner. However, thus Spence, give his record, could be forced to fight Crawford 39-0, 30 knockouts at welterweight again if Crawford wins and want their second bout to be contested at 147 pounds as well. Spence would then have to decide if avenging what would be his first professional defeat would be meaningful enough to make the physical sacrifices required to fight at welterweight again. Spence nevertheless acknowledged a little less than 2 days before he has to make weight Friday that the process is increasingly difficult, even with top professionals helping his every step of the way during fight camp. It's been kind of hard, Spence said, but I've got a nutritionist and a dietitian to make sure I'm eating the right foods and make sure I'm good. But it's definitely hard. It's definitely a struggle. It's always hard. But yeah, this is the last time, definitely. I'm a lot older. Oh, for real? He's saying he's a lot older now, y'all. I'm not as young as I used to be. So, you can't be putting your body through that much to fight. Let me stop it right there, right? Let's provide adequate QoS to Errol Spence's words. QoS is quality of service. WCS wants to provide the proper QoS for what Spence just said. Spence now, a person has been wrangling around doing the interviews talking about how Sean Porter was a shell of himself, how Kell Brook was a shell of himself. But the biggest part about it is that both of these individuals made 147 pounds when they fought Crawford. Both of them showed up to the scales and made 147 pounds. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you can't reach the required weight limit. I'm not saying that. All I'm putting out there is you understood the payload of your responsibilities. Spence, you understood this shit, bro. We've listened to you act like everything is irritating you, and it should be, because you took this route that you said that would be plausible. You took a route to pick up the belts versus opponents that you didn't have to be 100%. And when I did that live that said the easy route ruined you, it was more so you being complacent and not taking it all the way serious and not being 100% to maintain your weight, and also the placement, the location of your fight, and being that you was able to cut weight easily. When I presented this argument to others who may support you as their fighter, they were somewhat agitated. But now they're probably biting their pinky finger clean off, because it's not so far from the truth when I was up there trying to explain that you was cutting corners. You was cutting corners, man. Now that you have to reach outside of Texas, you can't go into Vegas with that same home cooked sauce. Now that you don't have the sauce with you, but yet you have a nutrition and a dietitian, now we see your undisciplined side come out. See, when you have the sauce to help you get the weight off inside of the boundaries and the perimeters of Texas, it's all good. But you don't want to jump outside the perimeter of Texas and pop dirty on the test. You don't want to do that. Why is it so difficult for you who just made weight last year? You just turned 33 earlier this year, brother. You just turned 33. Now all of a sudden you say you're too old, but you were super shredded a month and a half out. You said you hired a nutritionist and you was good for the Udenas Ugas fight. You're trying to make it snow over there in Vegas right now. You're trying to let people believe that you turning 33 years old this year, your body can't handle it. All of a sudden, your body can't handle it, but you wasn't saying your body can't handle it with Udenas Ugas to pick up that WBA title. That was just April last year, brother. You was not talking about your body couldn't handle it. You were saying that you knew you can go in here and beat these fighters and not be 100%. So therefore, the easy route ruined your mentality. It dulled what's supposed to be your mental play to keep yourself in line for what you have to complete. You haven't completed your declaration, bro. You put the undisputed on your manifesto, but yet you want to stay on the damn tarmac and hopefully somebody delivered that title to you. No, you had to take flight, go to Vegas, and get the title. You wasn't expecting that shit to happen. You wanted it to work out your way. That's what it was. And in that process of hoping that Kell Brook and Sean Porter scooped that title off Terrence Crawford, it didn't freaking happen. Now you have to go through the real deal. You had the uh-oh moment. The uh-oh moment. Oh, man, uh-oh. I got to leave. It's no amount of money that you could have gave Crawford to have that fight in Texas, bro. If that fight would have been at AT&T Stadium and Crawford would have been that gullible, you would have already been on weight. You would have been right outside weight. You would have had these pictures. I don't want to put the pictures up there. You would have had them pictures up there already. Shredded. Head up, shoulders back, looking good. Because you know that home sauce does what it's supposed to do, right? Let me ask you something there, Spence. I mean, how long have you been in the sport? How many times, how many interviews have you sat up there and reminded people that you was coming for Terrence Crawford? How many times did you go off the common path and say you wanted to fight Canelo? How many times have you reminded us, and you just recently on Hot Boxing, you reminded us that you're all over the place. You said that, you know, Sean Porter was a shell of himself, but then turn around and say, once Mike G checked you, you turn around and say they had to get the money. See, your mentality is all wrong. I don't know what instrument you want us to listen to, brother. One minute you playing the drums, next minute you trying to serenade us with a motherfucking flute. The next you got a harmonica. Then you got the cello. We don't know what instrument to listen to, because you all over the place. One minute you want the fans to believe that you on tap, you're motivated, you know what the destination, you know what the end state is, you know what the mission accomplishment is. And then we turn around and we get an article like this that you're struggling right now to make weight. You're struggling. So you're trying to give an excuse come Friday if you don't make those numbers. So you want an excuse that the rematch is going to be at 154, buddy. But like they just said, it's not up to you. It's not up to you. Just imagine how the conversation is going to be there, Spence. If you drop your belts on the scale and you go in there heavy and Crawford still beat that ass, you're not going to have no say-so on what weight class. And I don't think Crawford's going to appease you just to make you happy and see who can beat who at a higher weight class. You just hold tight. He win these belts come Saturday and vacate. You and him can fight at 154. He shouldn't have to appease you because you was undisciplined, bro. You the one said you didn't think you need nutritionist. You the one said you didn't do the necessary things you're supposed to do as a fighter coming up through the ranks. You felt that you didn't have to do that. As long as you've been in the welterweight division, you yourself, your mentality was, wherever I can cut corners, I will absolutely do that. I will cut corners as much as I possibly can. If I can decrease the radius of that turn as much as I can and go into the other direction and then try to recover and beat back down the common path and get to where I need to be in a timely manner, I'm good. Nobody will never know. Nobody will never know that I was up here, just cutting corners, not taking shit all the way serious 100%, knowing that I can continue to ease on down the road and play around. Be undisciplined. Continue to indulge myself in things that's going to slow me down. You know what I'm saying? Hinder my productivity. Because I was only fighting once or twice a year. So I look at those that was around you. They didn't really guide you. They weren't really there for your best interest, bro. They could have told you, hey man, let's go, man. I know you don't like it, but you know the fight's gonna happen. You know the fight's gonna happen, man. They was telling you, it's gonna happen. You really need to get back in the gym. And I truly think you didn't want to get back in the gym, bro. It's unfortunate too. It's unfortunate. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not trying to kick no knowledge and wisdom, doing these live streams. You know what I'm saying? I spent several weeks talking nothing about Crawford, but it's hard not to speak on you there, Spence, leading up to this fight, because you're showing us everything we don't want a fighter to be when they're in your position. You're on a pound for pound list, but yet it's not enough motivation for you to stay zoned in. So people won't be up here concerned whether you're going to make weight come Friday, bro. And not only that, if you're telling people already you're struggling, all you're doing is trying to prep them for your struggles once you split the ropes and get the fighter's introduction and you and Crawford throw the first punch. You're trying to prepare them for what's going to happen after that. You fail, you want them to be prepared that it was all about your weight. No, it wasn't about your weight, brother. It was all about you not taking the opportunity to hold yourself accountable and to say, you know what? So many people depend on me. I should make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Set the example. But no, you want to go on here and talk about out of pocket. I love being out of pocket. I love living outside. But guess what? Where is it getting you right now? Seriously. You snapping on everybody? You busy want to hold everybody freaking accountable than your motherfucking self. You always bringing up everything else somebody else said about you when it's true, dog. You don't believe in maximizing. You've proven. You said on the rocks with AO, you said it yourself. You said that, oh, I knew I didn't have to be 100% the dog walking. That's what I'm talking about, King. She complimented you. But now you're in a position where you can't use that same mantra. You can't go in here talking about, I don't have to be 100%. I don't. You know you can't use that mantra, bro. It's impossible. The people that support you know it's impossible. But see, the difference between me and them, I will tell you what I think because I have no vested interest. Them, they want to stay close to you to kiss your ass. They don't have the intestinal fortitude to keep you honest. They don't want to embark on that. All they want to do is stand on the sidelines, man. They want to clap it up every time y'all about to go somewhere and they get to ride and your fruits, the fruits of your labor. They get to stay close to you. They want to hope that you remain in their good graces while you couldn't wait and you be snapping on motherfuckers every other hour. They want to hope that you keep them in their good graces and you don't fire their ass. How many people knew you had this fight coming up? How many people know that you was going through this approach to the biggest fight of your career haphazardly? How many people knew that shit, bro? How many people knew that your invested interest, more importantly, was toward your recreational liberty rather than being in the gym dropping that weight? If you knew you was 185, 190, however heavy you were, the clothes may conceal that shit when you in the public, but when you shed them clothes, knowing damn well that the scales ain't gonna lie, you still didn't haste. You still didn't haste to freaking drop those pounds, bro. You still didn't. Now you're prepping the naive. That's all you're doing. You're just prepping the naive, the gullible. Those raunchy individuals that sat there and seen you gaff off the shit over and over again, they witnessed it themselves. They knew what you was doing. They wanted to clap it up and talk about how you connect with the culture and all that other shit that goes on. Brother, you knew you had this fight. I may support Crawford heavy, but I never wish you wasn't 100% going into this fight because truth be told, I wanted both of you to be 100%. Nobody can say that I didn't want you to be 100%. I want you to be 100%. I mean, this shit sucks, man. You want to sit up here and make excuses, man. It's pathetic, real talk. It's pathetic how many excuses that's been put out there, how many people that you trying to check. You trying to check content creators. You trying to check Hall of Famers. You mad with you mad with what they said, who they're picking. You have an attitude with the bed nods. You know what I'm saying? You angry with fighters who have went up here. Yeah, they made mistakes. They did. But you're mad at them just naturally picking who they see fit to win in this fight. Somebody who's put in the work just like you, who's a professional fighter who worked themselves to a championship pinnacle, and you mad, bro. You convince me all the time there, Spence. Why you're not one of my favorite fighters. I don't need no goddamn guide. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody with no light up batons guiding me to land this motherfucker. You convince me every day, especially the closer we get to this fight, as to why you're not my favorite fighter, bro. Why I'm not rooting for you at the 147-pound. You convince me all the time. Even if I had some type of psychedelic and going through hallucinations, my mind wouldn't allow me to wake up or in that moment to say, you know what? Man, I think Spence got a chance. My mind wouldn't allow me. My mind will hold me accountable. My thought process, it's shit that's going on internally to my psyche. It'll stop that. It wouldn't allow it to jump over the synapses gap there, Spence. That's how fucked up it is. I can't be influenced by you. I can't be deceived, bro. Your people, they refuse to publicly hold you accountable. What does that say about them? You knew what it was gonna take. Did he not, y'all? This nigga knew what it was gonna take to goddamn go to this fight. You knew what it was gonna take. And now we hearing all this shit about 154. It's too much and all this. Man, all he doing is arousing empathy from his gullible ass onlookers. The ones that's supposed to be his fans, but they just sit there. You know what I'm saying? They just sit there and they praise all the shit he's doing. Knowing it's going to cause conflict with this fight. Knowing that they've been around boxing long enough that he has to make weight. Them niggas just sit on the sideline clapping and swinging pom-poms everywhere. And then he going to get up here and try to blame everybody else and put on this charade that everybody else is wrong and what he's been doing is right. When you just said that you was up here at the club, you had the accident, you went back out to the club. Nigga, I don't know what to tell you. If you're sitting on your girl's podcast, finally coming clean because you know you got a big fight and you want people to tune in to your fight, that's called deceit. That's called being disingenuous, brother. You want everybody to come and listen to you pour your heart out, but yet every time you say some fucked up shit you did, you laugh behind it. So the same niggas that's watching you laugh, they laugh too. They say, oh man, that's a real nigga right there. That's a real nigga. Spoof, reminder, that's a real nigga right there. I ain't gonna lie, that's a real one. I'm not gonna lie, that's a real one right there. They sit up there and laugh too. Because they don't care about you, bro. Them people that's trying to appropriate you with the culture on everything that you do, they're trying to find out on the barometer, on the grading scale, on how high did you blend in with popularity in the boxing community, how many compliments they can give you, putting out fake, false information just because it looks good on the title to get views, but deep down inside, they know you fucked up. They're not willing to hold you to that ruler. They're not willing to hold you to that measurement, man. The measurement of accountability. I've said it over and over again. You don't have no accountability, no fucking self accountability, and it's upsetting because we're about to go in here for a fight we've been waiting for 5 years, and you treat it as if it's just a everyday weekend. It's just another weekend. I'm going in here to fight. You know it's the toughest fight of your career. You know that. But you did absolutely nothing to prepare yourself and to get above. I mean, not above, in front of. You did nothing special to get in front of the goals that you have to meet. To get in front of To be proactive. You acting like you did not set the stage, brother. You knew the shit was here for you, and you didn't set the stage. Now all of a sudden you should beware 147. Just last year, you was good. You in there, they calling you the rib collector at 147. You're collecting eyes. Well, if you was able to do that at 147 last year, and you just turned 33 years old in January, right? How all of a sudden you too old? You want people to believe that you a shell of yourself too? You going around here trying to check everybody for something they said about you just because they're going with Crawford. But you won't look in the mirror and check your motherfucking self, though. This nigga refused to switch stances, bro. That's the problem. You address yourself in that damn unorthodox stance. A lot of shit you do is uncalled for. Uncalled for. You want to go up there in the same stance all the time, and you wonder why you keep fucking up, but you keep on doing it. You keep on doing the same shit. Same latitude, same longitude. Same longitude, same latitude. Let me check the spacing in between both heels. Okay, they're right. Lean back. Head and eye straight to the front. Get myself in bullshit mode. Ready when you are. You may commence the bullshit. Don't it frustrate the shit out of y'all how long we've been waiting for this freaking fight? And he's trying to soften up his fans if he goes in there and fail to make weight, or if he chooses to do enough in these last couple of days to make weight and go in there and get knocked out, that his fans will show him mercy. If they show him mercy, man, they fall right on the line with no expectation, no disappointment, because I didn't expect shit from those who sit up here and co-sign all the shit he does. When they want to sit up, and they also be the same ones that say, "Oh, I want my kids, I want everybody around me, all y'all to be successful in life. We have to look out for one another, and we have to keep ourselves accountable, stay out of trouble. That's all we got to do." But that's just only if you don't see me in that institution, that YTC institution. My mind is different. I get PTSD up in here now. I'm not the same person that's speaking this positivity to my family. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold me too much accountable now. When I'm in the institution, I'm dealing with a whole different bunch of people. I got to put on this facade. I got to pretend. So if you hear me say some contradiction, don't take it personal. I know a lot of you kids old enough, you got your own YouTube accounts. Don't get mad at daddy. Don't get mad at uncle. Don't be mad at granddaddy. I don't like it. I'm never gonna like it, bro. I'm just telling y'all the straight up truth. How long this nigga knew he had to cross these battle lines? Somebody tell me that. How long did you know you had to cross these battle lines? How long did you know your boxing luminary was there? That was the dude you was going to be in the ring with. How long did your boxing luminary pique your interest to know that y'all have to make this fight? It didn't happen in 2022. You know it was coming back around. You knew this shit. You know how I know you knew? Because you went and got new management. Somebody got in your ear. So therefore, you had to go up here and hire somebody to get you out that damn seatbelt that you was in so you can make your fucking money. So you knew you had to revisit the shit. Nobody had you in the purgatory, bro. You was free to go and come as you please. This nigga stifling himself. It's one thing I don't like, man. Is when you're more than capable and you was blessed to make it out of that accident, right? You know what I don't like though? How you came out that accident blessed to be around your kids is that you allow religion. You allow religion, and then you'll speak with the tongue of the devil. You allow religion to say God was knocking at your door, but you know you're speaking with the tongue of the devil. You know you weren't freaking serious about that shit. God didn't knock on your door because you went to the club right after you had the accident. You didn't even have your freaking new teeth in yet. When somebody's going out in public and getting out, then what does that say about you? You didn't care. What was everybody then? What was all those loved ones then? What was everybody to stop you? Did anybody have the authority? Did anybody around you have authority to stop you? Did anybody present that level of respect for you to just stop in your tracks to say, you know what, you're right? You said you used to be in a gym that stopped you from being a part of what got you in trouble in the streets, and then you slowly but surely reduced the amount of time you was in. Reduced the amount of time you was in the gym, and then gave more time to the outside, to the streets. And then before you know it, you was more so calibrated to go out to the streets, and the gym is whenever you felt like it. So your profession became a temporary. Your full time became a temporary because you was having a couple of fights a year, and you was having all that free time to go out there and do what you was doing. I mean, this is if you ever wanted to spell the word hypocrisy with a person's name, it would be yours there, Errol. Nobody's freaking perfect, but you know, outside of your accident, big dog, you say it was God knocking on your door, but you was lying like the devil because you was still going out there. And every time you did it, you like laughed. Who does that shit? What's wrong with you, bro? You got a high capacity of ignorance. What's wrong with you, man? You represent not only yourself, but black men in general. You have one black man from Omaha that's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. And then you have you just up here. You finally get the fight you want. You want to prove everybody that you're going to step. How you going to step? And you can't make weight. And then you hoping you probably look, this is what they probably telling him, right? They probably telling Spence, yeah, you ain't gonna make weight, but you still gonna fight. So what you can do is, if you can't get off that last, several pounds that you have to, just go in there heavy. You got a rematch clause, and we'll take it up from there. That's why we put the rematch in there for situations like this. You go in there, you don't make weight, you go in there heavy, you still get the fight. You won't be able to win the titles. You know what I'm saying? You lose the fight, you still, you can get the rematch clause. He has 30 days. But the winner, what boxing scene put out there, the winner is, it dictates the damn weight class. So you think Crawford is going to accommodate you at 154? Crawford's going to accommodate you at 154 for not taking the sport serious. All the shit you talked about him. Said his resume was a 0.5. Said he ain't fought nobody. You think this guy, I guess you're going to say, well, I'm going to concede again. I got some more money for you, boss. Hey, boss, I got some more money for you, boss. I want that rematch with 154. How much it going to cost you, boss? We can get the money, boss. We made some good money off that fight, boss. I'm willing to do anything and everything. Please have that fight at 154 for me. I don't think Crawford's going to do that shit, y'all. Seriously, I don't think he's going to do it. If Errol's 100%, it makes Aqua Bud look better when he beats him. Be more, you don't believe that. Nobody's talking about nobody controlling the ring. We talking about him stepping in the ring right now to make weight. Well, I talk about old news, old recorded fights. The man don't even look at fight film. What are you talking about? Who he controlled the ring with? We talking about him being healthy enough to make weight and step in there, so both fighters can be equally revered as man. This is one of the best fights ever. Not every time the discussion comes up in the future, oh man, you know what's going on in that fight. Oh, Spence was out here doing this, that, and the other, and he struggled to make weight. That's why Crawford beat him the way he did. We don't want this to be tarnished moving forward. When you have individuals on the YTC speaking about this fight, we don't want this to be, oh man, it could have been great if both fighters was 100%. But we know Errol Spence, he was he was in that weight for more time than he needed to be. He overstayed his welcome. He should have did more. He should have, he know he was unified champion. He should have moved, but he made this declaration to become undisputed, but wanted to take the easy route. Doing the easy route, had a car accident. Just not being 100, not believing he had to be 100% to face his easy route opponents. Say he wasn't gonna take a tune-up, but his mind and his words say, yeah, I took a tune-up because I knew I didn't have to go over there and beat Danny Garcia at 100%. His trainer said he was at 40%, y'all. His trainer said he was at 40%. I heard somebody in the YTC say he was at 20%. Well, hell, he might as well came in that bitch with a walker. Since they keep lowering the number of percentage, you just a raw ass motherfucker. So I wanna ask you, if this dude was not going in here at 100%, and he was getting it in, why can't he make weight? Why can't he have that same mentality, go in here and make weight? Errol Spence, this whole promotion, butchering Bud's body of work. Spence about to get a rude awakening come July 29th. That's all he been doing, man. Swinging blades to insults. Swinging blades to insults. That's all he been doing. He's been fluent with it too. He's been fluent with it. I mean, that dude, right at this point, I expect y'all to be in here. It does nothing to me. I'm talking my shit regardless. That does nothing. All that shit you talking, it does nothing. Haynes Legacy said, Flames to go. Someone check to see that there has been a grease fire. Man, I definitely have to let them know in the clearest English form possible. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to know that Errol Spence has individuals that's willing to come over here and be a part of the hottest chat in the game. You got to clap it up for him. Dan said Gamboa has more KOs than some guys that hurt Spence. Lardy, Porty, Ugas. They don't want to hear boxing knowledge, Dan. They want you just to argue with them and be disruptive in the chat. That's all. But you are dropping gems on his head, so it must be hard for him to breathe. It says Spence could have dropped weight and went back in time. If Spence could have dropped weight and went back in time to the other lower divisions, Bud fought in and fought the same people with changing nothing but his weight, he would have had a loss. Well, I look at it like this through the lens of the trenches. Salute to you for being on deck. We all know that we get older, right? How many years since 2012 this man came into the professional ranks? He was fluctuating in between weights, from super welter down to welter, super welter down to welter, and then Alejandro Barrera. He decided to settle in consistently and fight at the 147-pound limit. All that 149, 150, all that shit above 147. Why did it take you so long? Because you was comfortable with just kicking rocks and cans down the street, having a good old time. You didn't believe in holding yourself accountable, bro. So now you at a point where it's the dead end for you, bro. It's the dead end. This is a fight that you have to look for a miracle. You have to hope that the judges, if it goes to the scorecards and you know you're behind, you have to hope that the judges rob Terrence Crawford and give you a freaking second chance. And so you can dictate the pace. It's crazy that you always wanted to be the A side. You told everybody you was the A side, but look at how the A side is conducting himself. You're telling people that you're struggling with weight. You're telling people that you conceded and you gave this man all this money, all and met all these little demands that he had, bro. But you're the A side, though. I guess A side requires a little bit more than just show and tell, huh? Especially when it comes in between fights, when you know the weight limit is 147. I guess the A side has some different standards now. Seriously, I guess the A side just a little bit different than you believed. I know, y'all. They try to hope that Crawford changes his mind to fight in Texas. They try to hope to God that he had some type of fragmentation in his integrity to fight in Texas for the money. They was hoping they didn't have to leave Texas, bro. Oh my God, he would have been on weight a month ago. He would have been super shredded, and they just maintaining. It don't matter what you eat. It don't matter anything. You good to go, man. You ripped. Look at you. Hey, bring the scale over here. Weigh him right now. See, you at 152 right now. And we're a month and a week out. You good. And you can have full meals. You good. We right. We can take the rest off easy. All we got to do is then, lower the amount of water intake. We're good. We're on tap where we need to be. Not this time. Not going to Vegas. You didn't want to dare pop dirty on that test. You didn't want to dare do that shit. Errol claimed to fame was beating a kickboxer, Chris Algieri, Amir Khan's leftover. Talk to him, Don. Let him know. He's prepping them, dog. He's prepping them for the letdown. He's prepping them. Seriously, he's prepping them. 2, 3. He had like 2, 3 accidents, right? Didn't learn anything. Say he got PTSD, but still, get behind the wheel. It take a bunch of football players to tell him, hey, man, just have somebody drive you around, man. Hey, man, just have somebody drive you around. It takes some football players to tell him that, bro. He's just another PBC fighter that's going to get exposed, stepping out of his stable, and he's going to realize, rather, all his fights been handpicked to make him look good. And he fell for that. Shaking my head. LO, is over. Poor Spence. Well, look at it this way too. And I totally get what you're saying, bro. But do you know that this man said that Top Rank had good matchmakers? See, this is exactly characterizing everything about him. He's had good matchmakers. Anybody and everybody can look at how that played out. When Keith Thurman was going through his thing, and they was trying to figure out about that WBC and all that, why he didn't why he didn't get Crawford on the phone back then in the day? Because he's gonna say, oh, this is the perfect time right here. This was the perfect time for us to fight. If we would have fought back then, it would have been right. But this is the perfect time right now. This is the perfect time right now. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, bro. Them aerosexuals out there, I should say you should be ashamed. But why? Why? If you don't have no leaders, how are you going to feel some type of way if nobody's there to tell you how fucked up this situation? You know what I'm saying? You don't live off principles. You're condoning this shit. Y'all condone it, man. Y'all sit up there and y'all joke about it. You say how good he's doing. The man's telling you he's struggling. You say, oh, he's making weight just fine. He's looking good. Look on this picture. You take some time out. You take some time there, aerosexuals. Look at my picture. Look at it. Most of you all, from what I understand, has 2 eyes. If you don't have 2 eyes, get 4 eyes. Just get the focus. Look at it. Does that look like a person that's not struggling right now to make weight? All he want to do is go to sleep. Every time he go to sleep, they waking him up. Hey, time to get this. We gotta get it. We'll sleep later. We gotta get it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Let's go. Does he look happy to you? Aerosexuals, does he look happy to you? Do you see the strength? Do you see the inner strength exuding? Do you? Because y'all talking all this nonsense that this man is doing everything right, and Crawford looks out of shape. He looks like he had too much muscle and all this shit. Do you see the strength exuding? Is he hitting all the points in his nutritional diet, all the calorie points? You know what I'm saying? All the carb depletion. Is he hitting all the points he's supposed to? Is he being on time to the gym to lose the weight, or he too tired? He just want to take a nap. I think he want to take a nap. I think he want to take a nap. I think he wants to take a nap. He looked like he wants to sleep right there in that picture. He's tired, y'all. Per the eyeball test, he's tired. Now I'm gonna tell you something that I seen, and that's not a secret anymore. When it initially happened, and I seen Derrick James do it, I seen him do it with Ryan Garcia too, right? On that new video that's out, you know, he's doing mitts with Ryan Garcia, and he tried to slap the shit out of Ryan Garcia too. And Garcia put his right hand up. Okay, thank God for Ryan Garcia, he was able to block that shot, because you know Diddy don't teach people how to dance like he did back in the day when he was dancing back up. He just wants you to stand up there and take the shot on the arm, and that's how you use your defense. But when we seen the open workout, and I seen someone who did not flinch at the left hand. He didn't flinch. He didn't even have a chance to put his right hand up. So you can just take that into consideration however you feel like. Archive it wherever you see fit, but it might be something wrong with his peripheral on that right side. I don't know. But he has a lot of issues that's self-inflicted that's going on right now. And you don't have to put him under the sun to have enough light to know that he fucked up. You don't have to. You don't have to, bro. He said, I was turned off by his insistence on tearing down Crawford's resume. That does nothing to promote the fight. Shout out to Rashid. I agree with you. It absolutely does nothing to promote the fight, bro. Nothing. Nothing at all. It does nothing to promote the fight. It said Jay Bird with the $5 super chat. One love to your brother. Appreciate you stopping through and supporting, man, with the donation. He said, I appreciate your work, bro. Too funny, full of facts. Keep it up. This fight would be too easy for TC. We fight how we train. Yes, sir. We fight how we train. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? We fight how we train. We practice. Look, we practice how we play, right? You hear them talk about that. We practice how we play. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with this, man. They have so many people that say they behind Errol Spence Jr., but they act like they walk around with white gloves on, and they get no dirt on them. They got these white gloves on, and whenever it comes to Errol Spence, oh, look at my hands. Oh, when it's close to Errol, when I'm swiping down, you know, everything that's went on with him these last several weeks leading up, they remain pure white as snow. Not one grimy grease spot ever. Look at these gloves. Look at them. Look at them. I can't make this. Look at them. Not a spot on them. Now, I'm going to show you a pair of gloves that we set up there and we was close to Team Crawford. And we swiped it on Crawford. Oh my God, look, it's like we've been changing oil. It's just so much going on with this guy. No, man, that's called judgment, being judgmental. That's what that is. You said the man resume was a 0.5, dog. Prove it. Make weight. Don't go in there heavy to get the advantage. Make weight. Make weight, bro. Do not go in there without defending your titles, man. Make weight. Make weight. Big shout out to Jay Bird with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. 2023 is the year of PBC cleansing. I like that. I like that. For real, I like that. Shout out to ITC Boxing to you. One love to my guy WCS in the chat. I'm here to hear the great news of boxing. For the light is about to shine, my good people. And the excuses is part of the light. Talk that. Spread the message. Let them hear it. It's loud enough. You know what I'm saying? They can play. Don Von Pac-Man took the easy fight, which was Errol Spence. Freddie Roach feared Manny getting in the ring with Bud. I got receipts. Hey, W says you would be mad if you thought collecting 3 belts meant more A-side advantages, money, only to have to give it all up. That's true words, ain't it? Ain't it one? That's true words, isn't it? True words spoken. You did all that A-side. You know what I'm saying? You ran through all the easy routes. It wasn't Kell Brook. You only had 2 easy routes. Imagine someone being that unsure of what they wanted to be. They took the easy route to get 2 titles. Crawford was never on the easy route, so they went for Porter and they went for Udenis Ugas. Ugas wasn't really supposed to be in the equation. A lot of people really thought Manny Pacquiao, after him beating Keith Thurman, that he'll go in there and beat Ugas. For real. They ain't gonna tell you that, but true words, they thought it was gonna be Manny Pacquiao that Errol Spence fight for the WBA. They really did. And it didn't work out that way, right? But he took the easy route for 2 belts. Crawford was never on the easy route, which I always put it out there that it would have been better for him to go ahead and fight Crawford. Just like Bo Max said, just like a lot of individuals who follow Crawford heavy, it would have been better for you to fight him once he came to the division. Once he picked up that title from Jeff Horn, it would have been great for you to just say, you know what, let's get this over with right now. And you might have been able to get a trilogy out of it. You might have been able to get a trilogy. You never know. You might have been able to go ahead and get your undisputed, or you might have been able to develop a rivalry while you were still good. You were still comfortable with making 147. Now all I hear is all the complaining like somebody else is responsible for you having trouble making weight. Who's responsible though? Who was rushing you? Nobody was rushing you in the 147-pound division. People, I can't make this up. Nobody was rushing this guy. What did he have? He had so much time on his hand. He had so much liberty on his hand. Who was rushing Spence during this 147-pound campaign? Nobody was rushing him, dog. Sean Porter was doing quick turnovers because that's what he was doing. You wasn't pulling around Sean Porter timelines. You weren't having his timelines. This dude was fighting, turning over like he was on, like he had only had a short period to live. Like this man was moving up to 154 or something. I don't know, but every time you turn around, he was fighting somebody of caliber. It's wild. Seriously, it's wild. But shout out to the apostles, though. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to True Media Today, USA Boxing. What's good? Fire show. I appreciate it, Coach. Same to you, man. Fire show as always. You know what I'm saying? Keep with the flamethrowers. Big blunts and boxing. Crawford have to get carried out of the ring, body bag before he loses on his mom's birthday. Where she there watching Spence? Gonna just be another Bud Crawford casualty. They're not factoring all that in, how important that means to him. He talks about how he felt he always had to prove something to her, like it was a vacancy. We grew up with tough parents like that. I grew up with a parent and got whoopings for damn near everything, man. I know exactly what he's talking about. Down here in the South, I know exactly what he's talking about. But this ain't about me. I agree with you saying. I agree that they taking that shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? They taking that for granted, bro. They up here just thinking stuff is sweet. I couldn't tell you, bro. I couldn't tell you why he's shooting blanks right now. Like this dude, who are you listening to in your camp? I don't know who you listening to. But y'all having issues with dropping weight and you putting all this shit out to the public. What are you trying to do, man? You trying to have more people tune in because you think you're going for the bag. I know you're going for the bag. So it seems to me, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Spence. It just seems to me like you'd rather have more people feeling sorry for you and then just take that. Okay, if you combine the people that's feeling sorry for you with the people who actually support you, then guess what? You can still have more people tuning in, hopefully, to buy that $84.99 pay-per-view. I don't know. I just think that's a kind of coward way to do things. You should just go with the people that's supporting you because you're ready for the fight. To go in there and give it your best. I don't want to drain, decrepit, dehydrated, weak. I want you to be 100%, but it looked like you telling the public everything they need to know. I'm struggling. What does this have to do with anything? Why talk about 154 pounds now? We don't need this type of attention. We don't need it, bro. I swear to God, man, we don't need it. We don't need any of this, man. He's trying. You have people that's out there spending money already in Vegas. They just can't wait till the weigh in. And you up here giving people articles, I'm struggling. I've outgrown the division. Yeah, you said that last year. Only when the negotiations. You call yourself, right? Look, Errol Spence called himself, oh, I was blindsided. I'm fighting in November with or without Crawford. Well, in October, you said, oh, man, it's the same thing. I'm outgrowing the division. I've been in here all my career. It's time to move up to 154. And this was in October. So who were you going to fight in November? And for anyone who thought that he was going to fight Crawford, like we always say, you in denial. You don't want to face the facts. You don't care. He wasn't going to fight nobody in November last year. He's struggling to make weight. Look. This is another gem for y'all. How the hell he was going to fight Crawford in November and he had to go through the same thing he doing now? Oh, you're going to say just because he got out the ring in April, he wasn't that out of shape. We seen in December he was weighing pretty good amount of weight on him. So how he was going to fight in November? Where was he training? What was the training picks that he was already in camp to fight in November when they was in negotiation? Where's all the training picks? Where? If the negotiations imploded in October and they supposed to fight in November. Where's all those training pics comparable to the ones we see now? We see him on the hills. They have drones up there, getting all this. Where was all that last year in October? If so happened, Crawford was the one who got up and left the negotiation and blindsided everyone. If he was blindsided, that means you would have been in shape. You knew the fight wasn't going to be in Vegas last year. And this proves that you wasn't going to fight last year. This proves it. Once again, you wouldn't be able to make weight out of Texas because you've been weight bullying for a long time. Now you can't get away with all that damn sauce, that home cooked sauce. Now you got to come over to Vegas and you have to cut weight differently. You had the same freaking nutritionist that was getting you supposedly shredded up for Ugas. You know what I'm saying? While you was breaking ribs and everything, what's up with this now? Where's the shit at? Where's the potion? Where's the special potion? BIG, what's good with it? He was on vacation in September, October last year. Man, yeah, man, he was doing his thing with whoever, whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? BIG, he knows that. He knows that shit. He knows it. He just don't want to admit it. Errol was forced into this fight. Errol knew he couldn't get any high payday unless he fight Bud. That's facts, bro. He wanted to enjoy the holiday with his fam off that Ugas paycheck. We know what's up. Man, talk to him. They thought he was going to take this same amount of time last year when they had a small window to fight in November. It's no pictures. Nothing to validate this man was ready to step in the ring last year with or without Crawford. And come to find out, when Crawford pulled out, he pulled out in negotiations because he was negotiating with himself. Nothing else was going on. He didn't fight in November. The only person that fought that year out of the two was Crawford in December. So how are you going to fight in November with or without Crawford? It's bullshit, y'all. It's bull. That's why I continue to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why. You got to continue to let the people know because you have all these eyes and ears. But what sits inside that cranium that controls the perception of it all, that's where it's flawed. That's where the shit is distorted at. You know what I'm saying? That's when nobody home is hanging out when you're trying to talk to these people and they just sit up there telling you some bullshit. Nobody's home. Nobody's fucking home. Nobody. Not a single person. Nobody's home. Seriously. Nobody. It don't matter what you say. Nobody is home at all. They'll sit up here and tell you some bullshit that has absolutely nothing. They'll continue to condone what this guy does over and over again, repeatedly. They don't have no type of remorse. They just want to continue to talk about, oh, he's doing this right. He's doing that right. He could do nothing wrong. Oh my God, we just can't wait. He's gonna break Crawford up and all that. How he gonna break anything up besides his feelings? This nigga seems like he's breaking up his own body. He's up here complaining about making 147. Y'all up here talking about he gonna break ribs and take eyes. The nigga might goddamn throw a punch and his whole arm come off and land in the second row, goddammit. Now Crawford is really fighting a handicapped fighter. What if Crawford just go back to orthodox and just be punching the shit with the jab? Crawford wins the fight. Death 1,000 jabs, AK hashtag Haney. What if he beat this man with death of an orthodox jab, the ninth limb implemented? Oh, What if he just fighting orthodox the whole time to make it fair? Spence goddamn jab hand done came off. Hey, Harvey Doc. Hey, you got to keep fighting. We don't see no blood. You got to keep fighting, Spence. You got to keep fighting. You got one glove. Use it. Use it. That's your first warning. Use it. Don't stop looking for your arm again. We're not playing those games. Okay? Use it. Crawford say, fuck it, man. I'm going back to orthodox and I'm going to jab the shit out your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm going to beat you every round off the jab because you said you had the best jab, right? That's what they said, right? They had the best. He had the best jab. Motherfucker, the way you cutting weight, you might throw your first jab, your shit come off. Derek up there. Focus. Focus. There's been many people who was down to one limb and they fought to the death. Focus. Focus. That's Diddy James, bitch. Focus. You know what I'm saying? The man got one arm. His eye looking like Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois combined. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't see shit, but he can feel it. Focus. Focus. Slip. Get his timing down. Slip. Listen to my voice. Slip. 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 Diddy James think he turns into a sensei or something. Learn how to fight in the dark. Harvey Doc, can we cut the lights off? He make him fight better in the dark. We practice on this. We practice on this for real. Sometimes he wouldn't get up from his nap at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to go to war with him in the dark. I'm telling you, man, I can't make this shit up. This is no longer civilized. Real talk. I'm not going to stay on here too long. I just wanted to come in here and talk. You know, beware 147 pounds if you Spence. Seriously. This shit is foul. You know what I'm saying? This man is doing anything and everything to diminish Bud's resume and everything he's accomplished in his career. And then he turns around when clearly Bud called him up in January to get the fight. They both make the fight happen. They have all the press tours. And now you're trying to shit on him again by saying, okay, when he beat my ass, it's not going to be a healthy guy. Oh, I was weight drained. Mark my word, he is going to use that he was weight drained, y'all. He was weight drained. That is when he's going to give a good account of himself. Truth be told, you know, just like he said, once he woke up out of the coma, he said, I want to fight Crawford, knowing Crawford wasn't up next. He hasn't completed the easy route. Bullshit. Bullshit, dog. Bullshit. All we need is a dash of integrity. Just sprinkle a little integrity out. Just a dash of it, nigga. Just all we want, a dash of integrity. That's all we want, man. But, man, y'all hold this shit down. Continue to support the channel. Please hit the like button on your way out. Man, not to mention, we had 2 days, y'all. It's Thursday, July 27th. We had 2 days, man. And we got one half who's looking vibrant, energized, did everything he's supposed to do. I sit here and listen to people criticize his team. All these Omaha cats are doing every time you see him is moving as a unit. I don't know what the hell over there. I don't know what Spence them got going on. Like, who's monitoring his calories? Where's all these people at? Like, it seems like Bud is up here doing interviews, smiling. Yeah, I feel great. To be honest, I feel great. Yeah, yeah. And I'm ready to fight. I mean, how you gonna go on ESPN First Take and say I'm ready to fight tomorrow? You got 60-some days out from the fight. He told you he's ready to fight tomorrow. Now it's on fight week. He walking around here with a hoodie on his head. I'm ready. I'm good. And then you see Spence just like in the damn thumbnail. He's doing interviews with a tank top on because Lord knows why. Man, that I would have had a hoodie on top of a hoodie, on top of a hoodie, a hoodie's hoodie on top of another hoodie. I would have been in that bitch looking like Sasquatch. Oh man, you see the 2023 boxing Sasquatch? Oh wow. I never thought I'd see it in person. Can you see his face? No, man, it's dark. Man, come on, get the fuck out. Y'all crazy, man. We'll do it again, man. Y'all hold it down.